I think it comes down to we have to put ourselves in a mindset of confusing equal division with equal support.
So Brady, I have a question for you. What's it like when the corn is high, but the chaos is higher?
It's a lot of things, but it's never boring. This is the Farm Wife Files, Life Between the Rows. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome to episode 11, and we hope you had a happy Thanksgiving, and that your pants still fit.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that you had all the food, but I'm so excited for Christmas.
I know. Which, let's be honest, the decorations in our house have been up since after Halloween. But for all of you Debbie Downers that don't decorate until today...
How can you?
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
I have to make a confession.
What?
My decorations have been up before.
Were they really?
Yeah.
That's funny. I support that for you.
Yeah, see? You need people like you in my life.
Yeah. There's all those people that, I don't know, it's like a big Facebook like meme that share, we got all the snow because of all you people that pre-decorated for
No, Jesus gave
Christmas.
us the snow. Deal with it.
And so I always share in the summer, all of you, 110 is better than 10. Get out there. It's your time to shine.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally how I feel.
Go sweat, please.
Yeah, please
sweat
do.
for me.
So what's on the episode today?
I think it is a wonderful time. We just got over Thanksgiving. Can be a lot emotionally sometimes to deal with. We're going into another big holiday, of course. So
A lot of running around.
Yeah. And we always have to feel like, we talked about it in the last episode, where we have to feel like we have to do this because we're doing this or whatever.
Right.
And it's always
obligations.
Like that 50-50 type thing. And it doesn't always have to be 50-50, especially in our marriage.
Yeah, that's true.
I think this mindset of when you become a married couple, even when you're dating sometimes too, that you have to give 50-50 and it's always going to be 50-50 from here on out.
Right.
And
which is not the case.
No.
To all you these in a relationship. It's just, I'm not going to sell it to you. It's not how it works, unfortunately. I think too, there's, I was just telling you before we got started with this episode, my favorite advice to give married couples, I don't know if, like, on the Not Now, it has your RSVP, and then it has, you want to give the newly married couple. And my advice, and this was because I got advice before Tyler and I got married, but you'll never be 50-50, but it always has to be 100%. So there may be days where 50%, he maybe can only give 10-20%. So I have to step up and give that, 80-90% to our relationship.
Yeah.
Which I still feel like some days falls short, and then our relationship feels that, and we as partners feel that. But majority of the time, I think we try to make a priority of, I don't have much that I can give, so I need you to step up as a spouse and help.
I think it comes, for me personally, to like navigate all of those things, it comes back to the word resentment. And sometimes I feel like that resentment monster can kind of like creep up on me.
For sure.
And specifically going back to 50, it's a scorecard.
Yeah.
And so the second that you look at your countertops full of mail that you have yet to go through, of dishes in the sink and all the things, there's a sock off, whatever the case is, I will be completely honest, I have been in that moment and I have snapped. And it is tough because I let resentment get the better of me when in reality it shouldn't have. Like, I was holding this mental scorecard against Cody, for example.
That he couldn't even see.
Exactly. He had no idea that I had this scorecard tallying these points against him or for him or whatever the case is. And I was losing that game that was fair, and Cody had no idea.
Right.
Because
I'm
Cody
guilty
could
of that
do
too.
the same exact thing to me. I have to water, I have to go, pick up this in the yard, or I have to do this.
Yep.
I'm not thinking of it. Cody just does it. But Cody also doesn't just think about, I need to go buy toilet paper.
Right.
And so
what do you feel like, because obviously our roles differ, Whereas, you know, being a stay-at-home mom and, you know, also being a homemaker, like, I don't want Tyler's help with that kind of stuff. Like, I feel like the dishes and, like, cleaning and laundry, although I appreciate those things, that's not something I feel like we split or that I need to split, and I've never felt that way. Tyler and I's are more like parenting roles. So, obviously being home all day with Talon, it's just different than not being with your child all day. And there's joy to that. I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. But it's exhausting, like, especially when we're not our greatest, you know, when we went through the whole breaking her collarbone, or, you know, she just had second-year molars pop up. Like, you know, just kind of puts tiffs on our days. You know, we just already start out on a bad... and I actually just had this conversation because he would get home and I was so frustrated, and I'm just like, I'm over the day, I'm over parenting a break, and he just, it would be like things in his eyes that were setting me off. Like, we go through these phases where it's like, I honest to God have no idea what she's living off of. Whole milk and Danimals.
Right.
Literally, that's all. I'm being sarcastic, like, maybe, but otherwise there's like a couple weeks that go by where she's not eating anything. Seeing that, cooking every single meal, seeing her not, is it frustrating, and oh my gosh, I just did all this work for anxiety inducing because
my kid has to eat.
Yeah, and I need to remind myself she's the size of a 3-year-old percentile, and she's obviously whatever she's getting, her body's happy with. So, right. But I literally brought that up to Tyler, and I'm like, think of it, you wake up in the morning, planting season, and it's time to go out and plant in your day, so you only get 10 acres planted. I said, there's no progression. I said, that's exactly how being here is. My job is to fulfill my daughter, to put wisdom in her mind, to grow her body, to, you know, take care of the household. So when there are days where she needs all of my attention, I get nothing else around the house done. No laundry, no the chores that I put on myself that are my chores. None of those get touched. And then also I cook all of these nourishing meals that literally doesn't even have a bite of. It's literally like I planted 10 acres in a 12-hour day.
Yeah.
And that helped. I think just like trying to switch the mindset, because I think men have a really hard time with that visual aspect. So switching it to farming terminology really did seem to help. But I definitely struggle with the 50-50 parent day. So it's like, oh, you just got home. You haven't had a child attached to you all day. It's your turn. Whereas I need to remember he's also worked all day.
Yeah.
He's physically tired. He wants to sit and have a break as well. But what do you feel like? Do you feel like yours is more household because you are also working that 40-hour week, if not 80-hour week?
My jobs are just very different all the time. I think obviously Cody and I, we don't have a kid, so we don't have that parenting side of things that we have to deal with. So a large majority of our shared things that I would expect Cody to help with is house related. We live on the farm now, and so that's also kind of thing. We haven't lived there for a full year. So last night, for example, a mouse.
Was this the sound at 1 a.m?
No. We think that was like a raccoon outside on our porch, but different thing. Yeah. Or it was a hunter driving by in a truck, because we could hear like anyway.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine. So, I think we're still trying to like figure out what to do on the farm at certain times, and we renovated the house, so we know that we still have a few things left to do.
Right.
But like I swore, and I'm sure it was just up in the attic. I mean, it wasn't like it was in our room or anything like that. And I looked over to him. I'm like, I've been asking you to put
rat poison or whatever,
something up in the attic. I said, I've caught one, I've two actually in the house, and how they're getting in, I have absolutely no idea still, but they're so small.
They fit through the smallest things.
And so That's why I was just like, you need to do this. So I do look at Cody where I'm like, I know that it needs to be done at the house. He looks at the house as not a priority all the time.
That's same as Tyler, yeah.
And I struggle with that because that's where I work. That's where I eat. That's where I sleep. Cody just comes in to literally maybe a meal, because sometimes he doesn't even eat meals.
We can relate on this topic so much.
Right.
I mean, you're working full time, but yeah, you're there.
I'm there all the time. This is like not my space, but
majority of yours, yeah.
A large amount of my day, every single day, is spent at the house. Cody's is not.
Yeah.
He thinks it's just I actually think this, but he literally comes in, maybe eats the meal, showers, uses the restroom, and goes to sleep.
Yep.
He might sit on the couch or the recliner. But other than that, there's much.
Yeah.
I mean, so when I see something and something's bothering me, I want it done. And I'm the type of person where if I can't do it, and I'm gonna have to ask for help, I want it done now.
Yes.
And I struggle with that because I know that's not a realistic thing. And it goes back to that scorecard.
Yep.
Now I put a tally on Cody's, he has this left to do. And I struggle with it when he can't do it. But then I also have to put the shoes, like you did with Tyler, of, yeah, he does have to go wean cows. Or, yeah, he does have to move cows. Or he has to get the cows on stalks. Or he has to do XYZ. Or there's so many dates in farming, too, where you have to report it to the FSA. Or you have to pull it out of sea on this specific day, because if not, you'll get fined. It just is hard.
Well, and I think too, struggling with like gender roles.
Yes.
Whereas like there are certain things that I'm just like, well, and okay, I have to preface this because I grew up with a dad who did all that stuff. Not that Tyler doesn't do stuff, but it just looks different because in Tyler's mind, he would rather work their however many hours to be able to pay somebody to do whatever I need done so that it's done correctly. Whereas growing up, not being very well off, and then also my dad just, he
had the knowledge and the tools to do so.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas Tyler doesn't necessarily for all the projects that I want done. Or even like the small things. Like there's just certain like roles, like the trash. I will literally make videos because Tyler and I will play stack. Because I'm not taking out the frickin' trash. And I've been better about it. But then he'll get mad at me because I throw it in the garage.
I'm the same exact way.
It's like, also I have a toddler running around. So sometimes she fell off an ottoman and broke her collar. I can't just leave her to walk through the garage to go to the trash can to put the trash out there. So at least I took it out because in my mind, that was already your job that I had to fulfill. That at least made it to the garage. You have your shoes on from the day. You don't have to put shoes on. Just take it out to the garbage. Like there's certain rules.
Yeah.
Or like, we also had mice we always have them in our garden shed because I have bird seed and stuff out there. But I brought the mower in and I went to put because the grass was long enough that I went to put the blades up a level and a freaking mouse ran out. I'm like, it's your job. Go put the mouse poison. Not only am I like just oohed by that, but I'm pregnant too. Like, there's just certain things that I just don't feel like I should be partaking in during pregnancy. But anyway, there's just certain roles. And I don't know if that's, I mean, I know it goes on to this whole scorecard thing. But is that an expectation I have written up in my... And I don't even want to say that Tyler doesn't know, because we have been together for almost a decade.
Right.
You know what my expectations are at this point. And this is a little bit on and off topic, but I think with men, especially as young as the men we got with and married, not younger than us, but just like this day and age, we were young for as far as really settling down and getting married. I feel like there's this like almost statistic or this outlook of young men that get married. They almost come into the marriage with fear of their wife's emotions. And this came off of a podcast I was listening to. But it makes so much sense because there are times where it would be nice for Tyler to really, like if I'm so amped up or I'm so anxious or upset about something, for him to, sometimes I'm that like level-minded, leading masculine figure to kind of put me in my place, for lack of better words.
Yeah.
Whereas Tyler doesn't necessarily always do that. One, I am very bold, and he is, not that he's not, but he has always allowed me to have big emotions and to just like support me or listen to me. And so I don't know if that's coming from, I've created these expectations as far as these are your roles, so you should take care of these chores. And he, of that fear of like letting me down, or maybe,
Yeah.
do you see what I'm trying to say there?
The things that come to my mind is like Cody and I have also had kind of the conversations associated around that whole thing.
Okay.
Our conversations aren't necessarily about our marriage, but it's about our parenting. And so I think with Cody and I, one of the main reasons that we had, there's different reasons that why we don't have kids or why we don't want to have kids right now, is because we know that we're both going to be working outside of, you know, a stay-at-home-ish role. I'm going to be, which I won't be, in that we have to have a conversation about being like, kid is sick, who's taking off?
Yep.
Who's dropping off at daycare? Who's picking up at daycare? Are we both going to have to give up XYZ? What are we willing to give up right now? And that's the tough part, where we're at in our relationship with trying to figure it out, because
well, and I think just between like seasons, it looks different because the farm is very demanding when it's busy season, but also you have a full-time.
Right.
Whereas Cody, and I'm thinking years down the road when Cody gets to stay at home and be farming full-time. Whereas Cody is not going to necessarily have that. You know, he's his own boss. He can.
Right. But he still has a farm to run.
Right.
I think with that is, I am thankful Cody and I are having those conversations right now, though, instead of when we already have a kid and we're just trying to figure it out. And then there's like this not correct. Is it not recording?
My laptop shut off. It just says loading.
Oh no. I was going to say, it was very distracting with you.
I'm sorry, but I just had a feeling.
No, and your cup was very distracting too. And I'm like, it's going to pick up, like, comes into my head is like when I hear like ice jingle, and that's going to come up.
Oh, you think it will? I tried to back up.
It definitely will.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well.
If it's word, I don't know.
I didn't know, so.
Did it get anything? Did
I
it
don't
just
know.
start?
I don't know. As far as.
Okay. Well, let me clap.
Okay.
So I can still see it.
And we're at 18:12.
Okay.
On my iPad.
Okay.
So anyway.
Let's just recap back at, what if I just restart at Cody and I we obviously don't have kids.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Okay, I'm gonna clap again. Okay. Yeah, and I think that also has something to do with like Cody and I also having a conversation about why we do not have kids right now, because of the fact that we are able to have a conversation and we're mature enough to know to have the conversation ahead of having children, because both Cody and I said, I can say that Cody and I don't necessarily have the kids, or we don't want to have kids right now, because we're not able to say we're willing to give up something.
Well, you're just trying to set those boundaries so that's where you both are not ready to obviously give up things.
Right.
Or move your boundaries. Kids don't fit the plan that you each have right now.
Right, and we are content with that. Now, if that was something that Cody is very much like conversation, okay, right. I hear you, I'm not saying no. However, for this to happen, I need you to do, and it could be whatever. Because realistically, who is taking off work if the child gets sick?
Yeah.
Who is taking them to daycare? Who's dropping them off daycare? All of those things play into the whole like children thing. It doesn't just like happen. And I think the generational view of women and men.
Well, moms still, I mean, society has changed as far as like through the generations. Moms don't stay at home anymore. Moms have a job, but we're still expected to maintain all of the duties of a mom.
Right.
Whereas, no, I'm not selling Tyler short. He has met every expectation and more as far as being Taylon's dad. I never thought I would be as blessed as I am, you know, as involved as he is, and how I don't have to ask him. But it's just like those gender roles of the moms are still, whether you're working 40 hours a week or not, like that's your role, is to be default parent.
I think it comes down to, we have to put ourselves in a mindset of confusing equal division with equal support.
Right.
Because I think there is a difference.
Yeah.
There's a division where you could think it's 50-50, when in reality, I don't need you to give me 50%. I just need you to pick up this 10%.
Right, yes, agreed.
And that's the
I think
support.
men struggle with seeing that, or maybe we struggle with express, not sure, maybe a little bit of both, and be a topic that we talk on a later episode on love languages.
Right.
Tyler and I's biggest marital issue is that I feel like he does not fulfill me in the way I felt as far as my love languages. You know, he likes to come in, he's very helpful when he is home, like he'll do the dishes, and in my mind, I don't need your help with the house. That's my job. You helping with Talon isn't love for me. That's
right.
You being a dad. For me, I want, you know, there's certain things like gift giving or quality time. I want to be prioritized because you wanted to. Just me. Not the kids, not the house, just me. Because nobody else does that for me.
Right.
So that's, you know, as far as some layer of whether I'm not expressing myself like I need to be, or he's not hearing me. And I think that's every marriage. It goes back down to that divide of how much each partner is putting in and when they're putting in.
I think it's an energy drain. It drains your energy day after day if you have to consistently think that you're telling yourself something, or you're consistently trying to explain yourself, whatever the case is. I think it's tough.
Time out again. What the heck? This is something's going messed up with this. I'm getting pissed. It says now. What's it doing?
It just says, timeout waiting for start workflow likely failed. Please come your device settings and try again. The device recording was stopped responding. We might just have to like notch this episode and redo it all.
Just use the audio off of it for 7.
Okay.
Because we have 10 minutes left of this episode, if that.
Yeah.
So we'll just use the audio from the phone like you did, and we'll 600 times it, and we'll freaking clip these two,
sections.
yeah.
I'll have to.
That's never done that before. We'll look at that after lunch.
It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. What are we back to again now?
We were talking about the energy drain. You could go into, how do you reset? Like, coming back and,
like once we started that scorecard.
Right, like, we don't want the scorecard to happen, but how do we just, like, rewind really quickly and be like, okay, we're both on the same page. Both have to break at each other, like, that type of stuff. So,
go ahead. Yeah, so I don't know where the reset comes as far as like when we've started that scorecard, as far as I feel like I've done this for you, whereas in Tyler's mind, and just like you had said, in Cody's mind, they may have no idea that we've been thinking that. And I think that's just something within ourselves of, and we have touched on this in very beginning episodes of, how do we ourselves without blowing up or without like deflating our husbands, but also getting our point across so that we can reset and move forward.
Yeah, I think it's really tough because I am horrible at being passive aggressive
Like
communication.
you are passive aggressive?
Very much
Okay.
so. So
I am
like
too.
there's times where Cody and I will have conversations. I'm passive aggressive about it,
Mm-hmm.
and I have to like stop myself and I have to rewind and be like, I can't be this passive aggressive hinting. I just need to balls up and say it.
Right.
He's my husband.
Yeah.
And whether that's going to hurt his feelings, I'm not saying it intentionally to hurt your feelings. And he's not saying things to intentionally hurt mine. We're much more mature than that. However, like, it comes down to a point where we just have to say, and that's tough sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think with me and Cody specifically in our marriage, it comes to a point where we can reset and I look at, I need you to commit to going to doing this with me because I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Or like, I'm forward to going to Omaha so I can see my mom or whatever the case. You to commit. I need you to tell your parents that you're not going to be around.
Yeah.
And if they have something else to do, that's on them.
Yeah.
Because we need to take the time for us.
So that makes me interested to see if you'll relate mine to the way I am, because I struggle with, I'll express myself and these are my needs. And then when we go on and we move forward and I try to reset and then they're not, I am left even more hurt.
Right.
And then it's like, and was a big girl and really like processed my feelings. Felt like I came across very mature and like kind to move forward in our marriage, where then there felt like there was no change afterwards. So I was like, what's the point? Like, then it just leaves it for me, it's like worse. It's like you've completely just like basically ignored the feelings that I've had.
And tried to communicate earlier
about
it. I have had that conversation. And Cody and I have had that conversation. We have had a conversation about Cody and I having that conversation. It comes down to like the farm. Like, we have this one thing that always comes up in conversations, and you and I have had the conversation, and you've point blank said it to Cody, like, you need to do something about this. Yeah. Because it is making a toll on XYZ.
And it's not even just your marriage, it's Cody too. Right. And it's And because not that I would ever like butt in, or
no,
like,
but you can see that it's taking a toll on him. Yeah. And then ultimately it takes a toll on me.
And not only as your friend, but like Cody's friend as well. Like, nobody wants to see their, or struggling, or not even struggling, but just in that scenario. Like, it sucks.
Yeah. Like, this specific, outlier that we're talking about has no idea that Cody has this reaction to. Right. And Cody he won't say anything for the protection of his own sanity. And it's like, you have to say something. And I don't know if we'll ever get to that point. I pray we do, but it's a tough one to handle sometimes. Yeah.
I definitely feel like, I think just, especially if you're newly married, it's just knowing that this can't ever, it very likely is not going to be 50-50 as far as avenue of your marriage or your relationship. And just know it's so much easier to not have the expectation. And I don't think that you should. 50-50 is so unattainable. Life is crazy. I mean, farming season is go. And men, we've talked about spaghetti and waffles. Very one thing at a time, attentive type people. And so we can't ask them to be 100% all in and to make sure that that's a success, 100% all in our marriage, or even with Tyler, 100% being a father. Yeah. There has to be gives for them, and same for us. Our husbands also need to have a little bit of grace with time, or when we need a break. We can't give more than 5-10%. Right. So I think just knowing your spouse and being able to recognize that, to know what you need to put in for each other.
Yeah. I think it comes down to, again, I put myself in these shoes, and we talked about the whole trash situation, because it is Cody's job also in the household to take out the trash. I mean, I'll put it in the bag and I'll tie the bag up and then I'll put it outside and then it's your job. You walk right by it. However, I'm going to encourage myself and I'm going to encourage our listeners to also stop tracking and track like each other's happiness and what we can bring to the table for each other.
Yeah.
Whether that's husband, mom, dad, sister, brother, whatever the case is. I think that ultimately is the real relationship goals.
I think so too. And not, just like exactly with that point, looking at, like how I said, I don't feel like I need help with the household stuff. No, maybe I don't need help with it, but I'm thankful that I have a husband that wants to help with it.
Right.
So maybe it's not exactly what I thought I needed done or what I wanted done or what I thought role was. But it was something that he went out of his way that he does normally my task, and he still, he wanted to take that burden off of me.
Right.
Whether I see it as a burden or not, in his mind, he thought that that would be helpful.
Yeah.
And so just turning the narrative around and seeing that as a positive instead of, well, you didn't do what I wanted you to do or what you're supposed to do, I think can be really helpful too, as far as like, we don't start that scorecard anyway because there isn't one.
Right. Yeah, just remove the scorecard.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this topic is something we could talk about for time. And like I said earlier, we'll really touch on love languages in the next couple episodes, which I feel like for our farm husbands, maybe.
Cody hated taking it.
I figured he took the wrong one, so he had to pay for his results at the end. So then he had to do. So that was great.
Cody just killed. Did Brady make Tyler do this? I'm like, I don't know. I just want to know. That's hilarious. Anyway, we'll get into it more in next episode. So.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening. Until next time.
All right. See you next time.
They say a farmer's work is never done. Well, neither is ours. Come back next week for a new episode of Life Between the Rows.